So here we are again doing our unpaid travel agent tourism department for Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, which I now realize in an earlier tape I called Rehoboth Beach, Maryland. Delaware is a small state, but I think D.C. would be part of Maryland before Delaware was. Anyway, there's a lot of mews downtown on the streets off Rehoboth Avenue in Rehoboth. And one is called Penny Lane. Looks slightly New Orleansian, I think. Although I've only been to New Orleans once. I think only once. Anyway, we're here just before the season starts, so there's not a lot open, especially at 9 or 10 in the morning here in Rehoboth Beach. But if you come to Rehoboth Beach, you do want to come to Penny Lane, because right here in the middle of Penny Lane, where this clock is this delicious crepe place, which apparently you can join on Facebook, although you'd have to know their name to do that, and they put up a sign saying join us on Facebook, but they didn't put up their name. In fact, I don't even see it here. This little area usually has tables. Anyway, it's a crepe place. It's owned by French people, and they import French students for the summer. Rehoboth is full of Europeans, mainly Eastern Europeans now, and it used to be Russians, who get special work visas to work here in the summer, being lifeguards and preparing food and working in retail, on the theory that there aren't enough unemployed Americans who would come to Rehoboth to do that. And you know that might be right. Maybe unemployed Americans won't pick up and move a state away for a summer job in a resort community. Although you'd think that among the teenagers and college students some would. I'm for a free labor market either way, and free immigration, but still it's all just a little bit funny. Here you come out of Penny Lane and you're on the main drag, which of course is commercial and slightly garish and not as cute as Penny Lane. It is busier and has more traffic. And then you can go from the main drag past things like Grotto Pizza. I always think that sounds so funny because, of course, grotto is a thing, but grotto to me sounds like grody. And also, would I want pizza from a grotto? I mean, when I think grotto, I think of either caves with gnomes in them, or I think of the Playboy Mansion and Hugh Hefner. And neither is really what I want to be thinking of when I think of pizza. We have to go look at this. Here's the public bathroom, but what's fascinating is there's a giant dolphin statue at the public bathroom. Also a lot of traffic. Who are all these people? Why are they here? It is going to be 70 degrees today in early March. What's really funny, of course, about a dolphin statue is that dolphin statue is outside of a men's room. Got all these people are getting freaked out because I see them filming them going into the men's room. And famously, in the 70s and 80s, in the heyday of women's music, ladies who like ladies, previously known as women loving women, made themselves little accoutrements, but they didn't want them to be shaped like men, and so one firm apparently made them shaped like dolphins. Because somehow, see, Santorum was right. Somehow bestiality is preferable to doing it with a man. Anyway, I don't know if the Rehoboth Beach founders and town fathers and town mothers were thinking of that when they produced the dolphin statue to be beside the men's room at the very center of town against the beach. They probably didn't. Anyway, here's some water. I'm here avoiding allergies in DC, and let me tell you, it's only working part of the way, because when DC had gotten to be 60 or 70 degrees, or more like 50 or 60, everything started blooming too early, the cherry trees and etc. And I came here, and there was all this air blowing off Delaware Bay, and it had no pollen in it. It had a little salt spray, but no pollen. There's something out there in the water bobbing. I think it must be like a capsized inner tube. I don't think that's a fish. You probably can't see it in this. I don't think it's a fish or a boat, but it's out there. I may ask this vacationing couple if they know what it is. Should have worn my glasses. You can't tell what that is out in the water, can you? I don't have my glasses on. That thing that's bobbing, but you can't tell if it's a boat or a fish or just a piece of something drifting, can you? Thanks. I thought maybe if I had had my glasses on, I'd be able to tell, but probably not. Anyway, well, there are actually people on the sand. I may spend the afternoon on the sand, sneezing and coughing, as I continue to delay going back to DC. Sometimes when I'm out on a trip like this, I just think, oh, perfect time for a dirty bomb at DC. I'm not there. Take the whole thing out. But I guess I would want all my friends and loved ones to be here with me on the beach and not in DC when that happened. So perhaps that wish or fantasy. It's not really a wish or a fantasy. More like a premonition. Anyway, perhaps that shows a lack of empathy for all the bureaucrats and their innocent children. Anyway, yeah, people are going out on the sand. I guess I should hop on the shower and pack things up and go. I could take another allergy pill and just be out for the day on the sand, and people could come and rob me while I'm there in a coma. Anyway, I can tell you that using Rehoboth as an allergy cure works, but only so much. So it needs to be an additional weather report where they somehow have something about the phases of pollen so that you know when DC versus Baltimore versus Rehoboth will be the worst, and you can just run back and forth between the three. Try to avoid whoever's at the apex. There are no cherry blossoms here, but clearly cherry blossoms are not the only thing I'm allergic to. Anyway, it's good the guys have been out here plowing this stuff. I don't see, I don't know, maybe there's one of those giant vehicles plowing the sand and smoothing it. It's a good thing they did it for the past 2 or 3 days, because now that it's warm, I'll bet you there are a ton of people who are going to take Friday off. They're all going to show up here tonight. Tomorrow at the latest. Because it's going to be sunny on the weekend. So if it's actually sunny and 70 this weekend, it's going to be the first sunny and 70-degree weekend in Rehoboth. Anyway, we're going to end this tape of my allergy drug-induced rambling. And make another one of some houses and such.